What up, kids?
What's up?
Going
Merry,
on?
Merry Christmas. Happy New
Right,
Year.
right back at you. Happy
Happy
Festivus, brother.
Kwanzaa.
I celebrate
Happy
Festivus in this
Hanukkah.
house.
Oh, okay.
Will you celebrate what?
Festivus?
Oh, okay.
You guys even know what that is?
Nope.
Nope.
You're not, all right, so you're not Seinfeld. It's a Seinfeld thing. If you watch Seinfeld, it's a Seinfeld thing.
Oh
Oh,
no.
okay, yeah. So that
Oh
makes sense.
no.
Haven't
Hate
watched
to
it.
break hate to break this to you. I'm not a huge Seinfeld guy.
Yeah.
You watch The Office?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
All right, I still have respect for you. Okay,
Okay.
I haven't lost you. Seinfeld and Office. That's my two jams right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
got it.
watch Larry David's show?
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Herb? Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got into it. I love
Really?
Seinfeld, but I never got into that one.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It's kind of frustrating, but it's funny.
Yep.
Miss Shay, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you, Sean? Long time no talk.
I know. You got some liveliness. You got a little color in your face. You got a
Yeah.
little smile.
Feels good. I feel good. Sitting here with my cup of coffee.
Oh man, you guys have a good holiday?
It was
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
It was our first time hosting Christmas Eve dinner.
Oh, nice.
And actually the first time that Michael's parents, my parents met. And it was just
Really?
a really nice time. Yeah, it went really well.
And how long you guys been dating?
Spring of 2021. So but it's just they live so far north Maine, and I mean getting schedules and getting things to kind of, as you know, as adults and lives and jobs and all of that, hard to kind of get together. But
well, good.
Yeah, it's really nice.
How was the UK?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you were in the UK. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it was nice. Very gloomy at this time of year. Like there was no sun. Like a lot of rain. But it was nice. I mean, we got the sightseeing tour, and then they have a Harry Potter like back lot tour that we did all day. So my wife and my daughter are big Harry Potter geeks. I mean, I get into it. But that was like the highlight. I mean, we were there like 6-7 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, show your mug.
What house is that, or is that a house?
It's Hufflepuff, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was just like a gag gift find. Oh shoot, one year for Christmas, or I can't remember, Christmas or a birthday or something.
Okay.
But we're big Harry Potter fans.
Yes, we are. We probably, sorry, I'm trying to fix this tripod, but we probably watch all the movies at least like twice a year, or try to.
I want to sit down one weekend and just burn through all of them. Like I watch them so sporadically, like do it just a lockdown and just burn through them.
Yeah, we do that. We do that a couple times a year. What was the favorite, like one of your favorite things that you saw in the UK?
I'd be honest, it's probably the Harry Potter thing, because a lot of it was just, they had this cool thing that was an old power mill, like an old coal run power mill that was like acres upon acres. They converted it into a mall, but yet they still had like the beams and all sorts of like the infrastructure and stuff still there. But it was like a 200-year-old like power plant that they converted into a mall, which is as weird as it sounds, it was pretty cool though.
That sounds pretty sweet.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Did you train at all when you were there, or was it just family stuff?
No, it was just family stuff. Family stuff. Yeah, it was nice just to kind of, I left all my supplements home, just try to clean the system out a little bit. No protein powders, nothing.
Nice.
And when I got home, just kind of, what's that, Shay?
I said that must have felt nice. I know it's nice to kind of reset every now and again.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I like to do that every couple of months. Just kind of take 3, 4, 5 days. It's tough, but just take a couple of days off to just kind of recoup and relax.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
but
while we wait for Brendan to come on, I'm gonna pull up this picture. Friend of the show, Carlos Thomas Jr.
Dude, crazy picture today.
He's added again.
Was it the video, or did you post a picture?
Yes. The video
on his story. Yeah, I think that Patrick posted, or
everybody was. It was Bodybuilders Without Borders, Bison Tries. Everybody was blowing up that little video picture today.
Yeah, it's crazy looking. I mean, he doesn't look human. He looks like me and him are not the same species.
It looks like one of the people that like would edit their photos and completely blow out their quads, their arms. Like he just looks so nutty and just unreal.
Well, that's what a friend of mine said. The first time he met Carlos, you think that it's all photoshopped.
Yeah.
But when you see him in person, it's like, no, that's live and in living color.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Look at that.
Like it literally just looks like a head on top of like a fake butt. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, if you were gonna draw like a superhero,
Yeah.
that's what it looks like.
Someone should like
Put a little C on his chest.
do a little artwork or something and like turn him into like some superhero. I know there's plenty of artists that are into like bodybuilding stuff like that do that. So someone needs to take advantage.
So I have him in the 3rd spot for Arnold predictions. Oh, Sean, since you're here, I might as well write down your top 5 predictions for the Arnold Classic.
I know. I've still been stewing on that. Geez, I got to refresh my memory here. So I'll go Samson number 1, and of course we got 3 months here, subject to change.
Michael, you should pull up like the list or like the poster.
Yeah, I'll pull that
of
up.
all of them, just so I can.
Let's pull it up.
Yeah.
It's such a good Arnold this year.
So crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Are we so stoked to go watch this or what?
More stoked on what might be happening in the house.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Debauchery and chaos.
Yeah.
It'll be an interesting Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All right, how far back do I have to go? Wow, Justin Wyatt looking crazy.
Yeah, this looks crazy.
We'll save all that for a different pod, though. All right. Oh, Ken looking big as all hell.
So big, just so full as a house.
So Shay, are you still eating well, or have you kind of let it go a little bit? Have you kind of enjoyed yourself a little bit?
It was pretty on point for at least like a few days after the show, just to kind of get things regular and just kind of back on track. But I mean, just with hosting like Christmas Eve and stuff like that, and it was a little loose like the last week or so, but we're back on it and just doing the regular thing and the meals and trying to be up on my cardio and all that. But
Mike, if you go to Carlos's page, he's got it on his page. If you want to go to Carlos's page, yeah, Perfect. He's got it like three or four spots down. Yeah, it should be like the second.
Let's see. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Perfect. All right. So what are we thinking?
I know we've discussed it, but we got two Open Olympians, one 212 Olympian. We've got Bonac that's won the Arnold. We got Samson that's won an Arnold. I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
It's really good. I mean, man, it'd be hard to crack the top 5 here. It's as good as an Olympia lineup.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty much looking at, I mean, hopefully our Olympia lineup.
You know, I'd like to see Derek second, but I don't know, because I read today that he's being trained by Cormier. Did you read that? Chris Cormier's training him. I don't know about that dynamic though.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either.
I feel like that's up from Hani.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure how that's going to look, but I guess we shall see.
You know, and everyone's talking to Andrew Jack, but I don't know, dude. I mean, at game day, I felt like all hands on him for Olympia, but he didn't come through. So I don't know if I put him in the top 5 or out of the top 5. Just talking out loud here.
Yeah, no, I had Andrew push back pretty decently, just because the inconsistency.
Hey,
there he is.
What up?
You know, and you gotta love Akeem too, though, dude. Because Akeem, like, I feel like he's getting older. He just turned 40 or 41, and the guy's getting better with age.
Yep, he is.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to get back to you. I'm gonna have to get back to you here soon with that. Okay. Maybe by the end of the show, I'll give you a prediction here. But I don't know, dude.
He'll be fighting for that. He'll be fighting for that like 4, 5, 6 spot.
Akeem.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
There's no way he won't be. Like, I think it's going to be between him, James, and probably De La Rosa.
Yeah, I could see that kind of 4 to 6 place for sure.
What about Bonac, Brendan? Bonac's kind of turned things around a little bit too, though. He could be a dark horse.
I don't know. As much as I love Bonac and I love like Curry, I just think they're on the back burner.
And I feel like with Bonac, like it's so crazy to see him like on his own, like in his post, and you're just like, holy shit, the dude is just like still at it. And, like he still just looks so like round and full and bubbly. And but then like, yeah, I feel like you kind of put him up against like these like heavy hitters, and it's like, you know, does he like get lost in the mix, you know, or like I don't know. I feel like that top 5 is just so dense.
I think he does, and that's the thing. The judges are like, you know how it goes. Like the judges are just trying to like push on more new, younger, bigger guys that are like more mainstream now, and it's like they feel like probably Bonac and Curry had their time, and they shined in their time, but like right now, it's like it's not their time anymore.
I'd like to not think that that kind of plays a role, but it kind of has to, right? It's like, okay, like who are our like
what sells?
Yeah, right. You know, who's really coming up and who's like the next generation of, you know, the, you know, top 5 to 10 Olympians, you know?
Is Derek probably the closest at all to defeat Samson, or is this like just a shoo-in for Samson unless something goes awry?
I think Samson's so far ahead of everybody right now that if Samson fucks it up, it's on him. But yeah, I think he should walk in and out with this for sure.
If he doesn't win it,
if he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
the only one that's really going to give him a fight is probably Derek. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow Nick's Strength and Power? He keeps talking about if Samson wins 2 shows, $1 million. Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, he just bought a new house in the middle of nowhere too. So I mean, I think he's trying to put more money towards that house, and so he can do the hell he wants, dude.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, here's the thing. Like, I hate people who just knock on like bodybuilders for doing several shows. It's your freaking career.
Yep.
Like, that's your money. That's your income. No offense, but if I was at the top of my game and I had just won the Olympia, you're damn right I'd be doing the Arnold too.
For sure.
$1 million between the 2 shows? You're stupid not to.
I feel like I go back and forth.
All the big shows.
Yeah. Yeah, take the big ones, but yeah.
All right, guys. So tonight we're going to talk about the most. I didn't at first. I was going to say best moments of 2024, but I think the most memorable, because I mean, some of the moments might not have been great moments, right? So.
Yeah, true. I see what you're saying. I know, a good thing or bad. Yeah, I see what you're saying for sure.
Right. So I say we go around the horn, and everybody at least will start off just saying one moment that's stuck in our head. Let's see. Let's start with Brendan. What's your first one that really stands out?
I'm gonna have to go with who we were just talking about, Samson, and like what he accomplished and what he has accomplished. Like, not just, I mean, like, I know we're trying to focus on this year, but if you look at where he's come from, like he got his pro card, and like he was at the bottom of the ranks in the pro league for several years, but even guys like Fuad talk about it, like and him signing him, years ago, and knowing how much potential that he had. And so many people doubted him, you know what I mean? And I'm like, if this guy like puts it together, there's no one that's going to stop him. And so many freaking people had doubts about him and his wife coaching him. And I think he just shut everybody up. And I think that's just like, that's a huge moment in bodybuilding, and for like the 2 of them as a couple to show that like it can be done. You guys do that. You guys do that yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's badass. I think it's like, it's so important to have somebody that has your back. But not only that, like if your spouse is coaching you and you're coaching your spouse, like that's on another level. Like you can't even replace that kind of connection. Like, don't get me wrong. Like we've all been there, and like, we probably want to kill our spouses sometimes when we're in prep, but in the same sense, no one wants to see you succeed more than your significant other. So, like Marlena has like nothing but good intentions towards Samson, and she's going to make him suffer in order to reach the top. And look what happened. He reached the top.
Yeah. I think I have to agree with everything you said. I think I have Samson as my number one. Hands down, Samson winning the Olympia his wife coaching him to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of
champion.
story.
He's going to be a fighting champion, and I give him credit because he goes back to the 90s where he's going to do 3, 4, 5 shows regardless if he's the Mr. O or not. Maybe not 5 this year, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if he drops in for a 3rd show this year just to put a little more icing on the cake.
Yeah, I'm hearing like Derek's going to be doing several shows too. It's like, all right, here we go. Now we're starting to fucking like in Martin too.
Like it's
you know
coming
what I mean?
back.
Like,
you know,
the Pittsburgh and the New York Pro is going to be wild this year.
I'm so excited for Pittsburgh. I feel like Pittsburgh is going to be a really like,
oh yeah,
I don't know, just like a crazy show expo thing.
I'm hearing it like for the Open at least, it's going to be Nick Walker, Martin, and I think Derek. Derek's going to do it. He's going to do one or the other. I think New York or Pittsburgh.
Well, it's either Horst or Cristo, I think, is dropping into Pittsburgh too. Somebody else international, I think, is dropping in.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what you want to see, though. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to go to like the New York Pro and just see like one top 10 Olympian. They want to see like 2 or 3 of those top 10 Olympians like battling it out and having it be like worth the drive, worth the travel, you know, for like an Airbnb or a flight and plus like tickets to go to prejudging and finals. Like, who wants to pay $200 to $300 on tickets to go there and see one top 10 Olympian? They want to see the best.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, Sean, what do you have for a most memorable moment for you this year?
Some may disagree, but I'm going to say Nick Walker dropping a week out of the Olympia.
Yeah.
I know we've kind of bringing up old shit, but again, I think it's just 1 week out. I mean, I think fines should have been in place. You don't drop out a week out. You know, come on, guys, you guys compete. You guys know within 6 to 8 weeks if you guys are ready for the show or not.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, here's the question though. Let's just say Nick walked into Pittsburgh, okay? Yeah.
And Nick takes second. Let's just say takes second to Martin. Is he like completely? Is his stock completely tanked? Like, does he need a win to really get everybody back?
I feel like that's kind of like the head-on sort of like one of the like the battles of the pros. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they're always so neck and neck, or it's always kind of been like Nick against Martin. You know that it's I feel like if Martin kind of comes out on top or wins over Nick, it's kind of just like okay, like I don't know, like what's next? I
don't know. Is Pittsburgh before New York, or is New York before Pittsburgh?
New York's before Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
That's a lot of fucking eggs in your basket, man. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, because Martin's already qualified, so he has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Martin's dangerous as hell.
That's what's scary. That is what's scary.
Pittsburgh is after New York because Nick said in his interview, I'm not going to be ready for New York.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, Nick is putting all of his eggs in that basket, so you just better make sure you fucking nail it to beat Martin, because if you don't beat Martin, man, I don't know where you're going to be at mentally, because the last time you stepped on stage at the Olympia, you were in the top 5. Martin just finished 4th, so it's like, where's your headspace? Where is your headspace at that point in time if you get beat at Pittsburgh?
All right, so I'm going to bring up 2 here that kind of go along with the Nick. So Matt Jansen stepping away and leaving his athletes, but also the emergence of Stefan, boss of Outlaw.
Yeah.
I think we at least have to talk about, I mean, he's coaching how many Olympians at this point? I don't know, 20-ish?
Too many to count. A lot.
20-ish, 25, 30-ish.
I think he has like 30 or 35 pros under his belt, but I think he does have like anywhere between like that 15 to 20 like Olympian range. From what I heard, he had 17 people at this past Olympia, and look at how many people he had just picked up.
Bro, how do you
manage that?
How do you peak 15 Olympians?
He's going to have more of it this year.
Yeah,
Michael thought he was busy with 3 freaking national competitors.
Okay, so here's like a question, and like and this is like more from a coaching aspect. I mean, like athlete coaching aspect. Like if you're an athlete, Mike or Shay, and you're say like you have a competitor that's in the same class as you. Say just use it this direction. You qualify for the figure at Olympia. Like Mike, you qualified for the Open, and you're like, I don't know, like say I qualified too, and we're both working with Stefan. How do you feel about that? Or like Shay, you have one of your friends or anyone in particular that is qualified with figure.
Like, take 3-4 figure Olympians.
But you have the same coach. How are you looking at it?
Well, so that's been my question with the whole Hottie Derek thing, right? Like,
boom.
I have no information about this, but I would think that just off of human nature, in the back of your mind, if you finish lower than your teammate, we'll call it teammate. I hate the word teams for coaching, but teammate, it's just human nature to be like, damn, like,
did he pay attention to him more than me?
Was coach paying attention to him a little bit more? I don't know if you can't not think that way.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the mental aspect of bodybuilding comes in, and you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, did he really favor him? Or even if he was a female coach, did she favor, this one over the other one? Like, yeah. But with that, on the bright side of him coaching 15 to 20 athletes, you can look at it and be like, he has to coach everybody. It's not just me versus like Mike. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, he's coaching every category. So I don't know if necessarily you can go after him at that point of view, but on a Hottie point of view, and you just got Derek and you got Hottie, then I can see it being an issue.
I just question how can you spread your
knowledge?
You know what I mean? Like like how does everybody get the same amount of attention, or the same amount of, just coaching from him if you're all at the Olympia, like trying to peak for the Olympia? I just find that I don't know how someone manages that, but
that was a good subject and topic that like Fuad and the guys had, and he had he had Martin and he had Brett on because Brett had just started working with Stefan.
Right.
I was like, dude, he's like, Brett, I'm fucking worried for you. He goes, I love Stefan, but he's like, he's got so many athletes. Like, aren't you afraid that like something could go wrong? And he's like, no, not really, because I have Martin as my best friend, so it's a backup. You know what I mean? Like if I don't like think or agree with something that Stefan's doing, like Martin would probably like tell me straight up what his thoughts are. But it's like, now you're going to rock the boat because like, where's your friendship going to go from there? Because Martin, if you and Brett, which they are both qualified for the Olympia now, can you rely on your best friend to be 100% honest with you if you want to place higher at the Olympia than him?
For sure. And can you also rely
in the back of your mind, like, I would never, like, if me and you qualify for the Olympia, just like, you know what I mean? I would never I'd be like, bro, like, this is what I think. I wouldn't like try and sabotage you. You know what I mean? So, sure. But you know what I mean? Like, there's people that think fucked up thoughts like that, especially if they're in prep.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You three as coaches, though, I'm sure you have, I'm going to say, different levels of people that are coaching, where there's people like, I'll use you, Brendan, where you give them their plan for the week and they check in with you once a week because they're solid. And there's other people that you're probably going to have to touch base with them every day. So it's like, I'm sure there's different levels, different, like maybe with Brett. Brett's been competing for a while now. He might really not need the kid gloves where it's like, just check in with me once a week kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, that was exactly what he said. Right. And this is exactly what I talked about a couple of months ago. And I don't know who was on that podcast with us, but like, I remember talking about like, I think Stefan is really freaking good. And Brett was saying this, and this is how I've always approached things, even back to when I was coaching swimming, because you have ages 6 to 18 on the team that I used to coach. But the thing is like, you have 140 kids. Not all 140 kids are built the same.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them is an individual person. So it's your job as a coach to find out what makes them tick.
Yep.
Because if you're not finding out what makes them tick, then you're not a good coach. If you're sending the same plan, the same game plan, the same loading, cutting water, PEDs, whatever the case may be, as another athlete, then you're doing it all fucking wrong. You should be knowing what works for that particular athlete, but in the same sense, that's a lot to keep track. That's a lot of like athletes to keep track of when it comes to that superior of a show too.
You know what I also find interesting is that Brett says that, and I'm not saying that he's lying because I'm sure he 100% in his heart believes it. But I am very much when I'm being coached, you send me the plan, I follow blindly. I don't ask a lot of questions. I'm not up a coach's butt. Like, I'm probably the easiest client ever.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what, if I get to the Olympia, I want my coach there all weekend, sleeping in my room, staying there. Like, that's my time to be selfish. It's not. It's not. I get to the Olympia. It's in my mind. It's not the time for my coach to go and do stuff with 10 other clients. Like, and that's just my personal preference. But I find it hard to believe that these guys are like, oh no, it's not a big deal. But will it be a big deal when Olympia Day comes?
Well, why do you think it do not like? I see it and I don't find it odd at all. Look who Nick is working with now.
Yeah.
And look who Derek is working with now.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Don't get me wrong. They are both superior coaches. But do you see any Olympia like top 5 athletes on their roster?
Exactly.
The answer to that is absolutely not.
Yeah, they can be that
guy. Nick's going to get the attention he deserves with his coach, and you know that Derek's going to get the attention from AJ.
100%. 100%.
You know what I mean?
I thought of, okay, so we've tabled a couple options here, but I'm thinking, you guys tell me what you think. In the number 2 spot, what about Chris Bumstead at Prague?
Well, that was going to be mine. Thanks for asking me. Well, I'm going to run that one since that was my idea. So,
is the spare room already made up for you, Mike?
Happy New Year, buddy.
No, but I think that was a really cool moment for bodybuilding because I think it really solidified like the true difference between classic and open, and just kind of really shut down all of the just like the talk of like, you know, Chris can just like come in and win any open show, which like obviously he's a freaking phenomenal physique and you know, obviously did what he did, you know, 7, 8 times at the Olympia. It's just there's just that difference between an open bodybuilder and a classic physique, you know, competitor that is just, it's not a night and day difference, but obviously it's difference enough. And I think, I don't know, just really solidified that for bodybuilding. I think that was really cool.
Yeah, I think if you probably put like 7 more pounds on Chris's physique, he would have won.
Yeah, of course. You know, like have his back stand out, you know, another couple inches, you know, absolutely.
100%. Yep.
I think that was like a big selling point, was just kind of, you know, obviously Chris has an amazing back, but then you look at it from like, you know, a more slight angled position. It's like, oh, okay, Martin's back is like standing off his back, you know?
Yeah. I go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Shay, not to diminish, but what do you think is more important though? Him doing Prague or retiring, like finalizing 7 and retiring? In my mind, I think it's almost equal. Like, not to diminish what you're saying, I think it's almost equal.
Yeah,
because I don't know if we're gonna get multiple time Olympias, like long running Olympias, regardless of division, maybe aside from the females. But I don't know if we're gonna get any long term repeat like male Olympians. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, you had 2 people, you had 2 big guns on the male side and the female side stop dead in their tracks and they're done. I mean, like between Sid and Figure and Chris Bumstead in Classic, those are 2 major blows.
Yep.
So this is, and like people might call me crazy about this, but I think the IFBB and the NPC knew about this, you know, before they even announced it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a good chunk of the reason of why there's this new division that's popping up now.
Wait, why? What do you mean? What's the correlation there?
Because you have two major guns that attracted and drew a lot of attention to the sport.
Yeah.
And now they probably feel like that is going to like drop off now. So they need to bring in like a new filtered division. That's what I think, but
I don't disagree.
That was actually another one of my moments was Sid retiring too, announcing her retirement.
Yep.
I think that's
really shafted Shay tonight.
No. That was like you brought it up, and I obviously knew what we were going to talk about. So the last week or so, I've been trying to come up with what some of the moments were, and that was one of them for sure.
I feel like she didn't get the recognition that was due for her.
What do you mean? Like just kind of like a send off or whatever?
I think everyone was focused on Chris.
Yeah. Everybody's focused on Chris and Samson, and I just, I think most people that unless they follow Figure probably have no idea she retired.
Well, that's women's bodybuilding for you.
Yeah.
Kind of gets undermined. Not undermined. That sounds like really bad because obviously, like bodybuilding's always been about like bodybuilding. Like male bodybuilding.
She's right though. I think on the men's side, like Classic gets paid attention to a lot. Open gets paid attention to a lot. 212, it's like in between. Men's physique, they're like meh.
Yeah.
But on the women's side, it's more driven and focused on wellness and bikini.
Yeah.
It's like they look at fitness as okay, it's there. And then they look at figure as okay, it's good. But then they look at like physique and bodybuilding and they're like, it's not selling, but we're gonna keep it.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I think every division, no matter what, should be created equally in my eyes.
Yeah.
Everyone's putting in the work, regardless of how it pans out.
So do we think Sid is high enough to be 3, or do we want to?
I'd probably put her in like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
For now, we'll put her in 4.
I would say, put her in 4 for now, and we'll
I'll put her in 4.
see how some of the others shake out.
How's she spell her last name?
Is it
you have it, I-O-N.
Yeah.
I just to touch on that again real quick, I just think it's like, it's exciting because she is such a phenom, like she's just like, there's no other figure physique out there like her. She's so tiny, but her just muscle bellies and just like her roundness and her shape is just so like insane. Like she is somebody who doesn't necessarily come in as conditioned as like they're kind of trying to push these figure competitors to go in these pro shows. And she still obviously, has won time after time. So seeing her go is going to be very interesting to kind of see who pops up into that spot. And Missy kind of, I think, leading on that she's going over to figure.
Yeah. Did you see her story the other day?
I didn't actually know.
So her coach wrote her a note, and then she had her hand over what it looked like. Like she's making it look like it was Miss Fitness Olympia, but she covered the F part.
Yeah.
On that. I was like, oh, dropping a little hint there.
So I also think that, like, sorry, Michael, I have to kind of like take away from this top 5, but I think she has a chance, but I also like, I don't know, it could just be me and just like what I personally like as a like figure physique. But I just think she has such a like big gap like in her thigh. Like she doesn't really have like a thick.
She has to bring her legs.
What was that?
She definitely has to bring her legs up.
That's what I'm saying, and especially for some of like the pro, like the Olympian, figure pros that are like they're just so massive. And again, not that she isn't, but I imagine like she hasn't like been able to get as big just because of what she has to do like in her fitness routines and stuff like that. I don't know kind of like what goes in and out of like the fitness division, but
I can see her
I think she has like a lot of heavy hitters coming for that figure Olympia.
Yeah, I can see her going dark for a while.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on,
and who knows? Maybe she
puts the work in, brings up her legs, but
yeah.
I think she would definitely be probably in the first call out if
absolutely
she decides to transition, because her upper body is lights out. If she just puts in a little more size onto those legs, she can slide into like a top 3. You know what I mean? But
sure.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, like, personally, I think they, like Tyler was looking at the numbers in women's physique and women's fitness, and that's why they created this division along with, what I had to say earlier, because the numbers are down in those 2 divisions.
Yeah.
And I think respectfully, they want to keep those divisions in because they've helped build the all women's divisions. But I think they know that they're taking hits at a regional level, a national qualifier level.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been some shows where I've only seen like 3 women's physique people at nationals, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Or fitness. Look at fitness. Fitness
Right.
is one too. Like, who the hell?
It's like they're being handed a pro card because there's no one else there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it was in Texas. How many people were there in Texas?
There were quite a few. I think there was like 900 competitors or something like that. It was quite a pretty big nationals, but I also didn't really stick around to see anything other than bodybuilding. So, but yeah.
Do we think that Martin Fitzwater
What about him?
a spot on this list for the quality of season he had?
So we're it can be that big.
Winning Detroit.
Detroit was
pushing Nick, arguably beating Nick in New York, placing 4th at his first Olympia, and then knocking off Chris Bumstead right after.
I feel like it's gonna be like one of those things. Like what was like the biggest like moment for Martin this year?
Well, I would just put
finishing 4th at the Olympia
season. Yeah, I mean, finishing 4th at the Olympia is definitely the biggest,
huge
accomplishment.
If
he would have knocked off Nick at New York, then that would have been bigger.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes, yep.
But I would definitely say that him finishing 4th at the Olympia was. You called it though, Mike. Called it.
I did have
100% called that. I will 100% back you on that too.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we were making our predictions, and you're like, "I'm telling you right now."
I'm just so Team Martin. I just think he is
awesome.
He's just so great, and I just think he's come such a long way. And I mean, I guess like just his 2024 season's a good thing to put up there, but like just how much he's grown, I think, since becoming a pro and getting here has just been really good. Like, good for him. He's done really well.
Yeah, I think since like 3 years ago, where he's just like, he was on the downslide, and like things weren't going well for him, and not many people liked him.
He really did.
And he really turned things around.
Now.
Yeah. So do we think he makes the list, the 5 spot?
If he does, it would have to be like 4 and like push it to 5 or something.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
If it was
at 4, Sid to 5.
What do you think, Sean?
Yes, can we? I don't know. I mean, maybe put a pin in him because I would like to hear what will fill the other slot. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe
that's the thing. What would the number 3 be?
Yeah. What would the?
Mike, you could probably throw another. You can throw one out there.
Well, so mine's not necessarily a good thing. I guess it's controversial, but the induction of the fit body division.
I think that has to go on here somewhere for sure, because I just think it's such a controversial, and
I would almost put Martin in 3 then. If the fit body's going to go, put fit body in 5.
Yeah. Like the last one, just because I don't like it. Not that I don't like it. I mean, I understand like what they're trying to do, and like, it's nice to want to have space for everybody, and have like a division for everybody. But it's also like
it's a money pull.
It really feels like it, like honestly, like I would rather you jack up my fucking entry fees to like an extra $75 or like, $100, whatever, like, than try to like throw in this like what feels like a gimmicky like Do you know how many girls just like walk around like that? Do you know how many girls walk around looking like that on the day to day?
I think they're trying to push it to make it mainstream.
But that's the thing, right?
That's a bad idea.
Why does it have to be mainstream though?
It's a bad idea in my eyes. That is a
horrible idea. Everything that's gone mainstream hasn't necessarily been a good thing.
No.
But do we compare the fit body division almost to the physique division with the board shorts with the guys, where it's like there's not a lot of there's muscularity, but it's almost like I don't know.
I feel like at this point, no, because some of those freaking Olympian men's physique competitors are massive up top.
Classic guys.
And like they definitely like there's no like it's not like they just walk on stage like that. You know what I mean? They put in the time and the work to like build that upper body versus like a fit body is like
there's no barrier to
look like this every single day eating McDonald's and like there are you laugh like there are seriously girls out there like that whose like metabolisms are like crazy and like they just like I have a cousin who's like I don't know, she must be like 19 now and like just like she could do this division and she freaking slams like hamburgers and maybe like I don't know her activity. I mean, to be fair, she plays softball or something, but like you know what I'm saying? Like she could down anything and like not do any cardio and still look the same and look like what they're looking for in this division, you know?
Well, that's the problem, right? Is bodybuilding is a sport of extremes, even at the easier divisions. There is no barrier to entry. It sounds like with this fit body division.
Yeah.
So you're bringing in a division to a sport of extremes, and there is no extreme aspect. I really have a hard time believing that it's not for anything other than money because nobody cares to actually watch this division because there's nothing that separates it from the average person.
Well, here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So the way I'm looking at this, and it is just 100% a money push because just like I was talking about it, if they're trying to push this to mainstream, then they get bigger sponsors. Say like, I don't know, like just throwing it probably would never happen, but like a Red Bull or a Coca-Cola or something like that. Or Nike. That's what they're trying to look at and trying to make it mainstream because guess what? If you have those big sponsors all of a sudden start to throw money at the IFBB, now you can start paying out more in each division. So I think what they're trying to do is bump up the pro winnings by bringing this in and getting the major sponsors. So the major sponsors can then throw money at these bigger shows. Because if you've looked, Wolfpack has done it, New Tech did it, like all those major sponsors, they were the ones paying the payouts at the Olympia.
Yep.
I think that's really what's kind of going on behind the scenes is that they're trying to get more money for people winning shows rather than it being the old 10K that the open bodybuilder has won for the last 30 years. And it hasn't been, the prize money hasn't been risen.
I agree. You're not wrong there.
That's not a bad process.
We're going to do 10, but since we have so many other ideas, let's just round it. So we're going to do 5. Let's just round it out to 10 here. 6. We had.
So I have a weird one, and maybe it's a memorable moment or not, but for me, it was Keon kind of proving that he's there.
Yeah,
that is a really good one. And that's probably going to have to get moved up.
Yeah. I personally think, like, when people say MVP or most improved physique, it's between Martin and Keon.
I agree.
And I love Keon. If you compare last year to this year, it was like 2 different people.
Yeah.
Keon literally ate his old physique.
This is the Keon that everybody has been waiting to show up.
Yes.
Like, this is literally everyone's just like, if Keon can come in condition, like, you know, like it's game over. And it's what
if you want my honest opinion, I think he has the best physique in the circuit right now.
In the entire bodybuilding, yeah, for sure.
100%.
Yep.
And I've said Mike's heard me say Mike's heard me say it. I think if he was at the Olympia, if he was in the open at the Olympia, he would have been in the top 3.
I agree. Yep.
I feel like I did so far say like the best bodybuilding physique, new and old.
What's wild is he still has, from what I'm told, like 8 to 9 more pounds to fill out that frame in the 212. And he goes, I plan on filling out all my weight. Until I hit my weight cap, I'm not moving to open.
That makes me nervous, though. That makes me nervous, and I hope that doesn't, like, I don't know, cause him to lose any lines or shape or anything like that, or blow out his waist, or.
I think as long as he takes it slow, and Keon's taken a pretty smart approach, I would say.
Yeah.
As long as he takes it slow.
He's got a smart coach. Patrick Torres is a good coach.
Yeah, no, he is.
This is what I was saying, like on the podcast last week with Carlos. It's like you have somebody that knowledgeable about the sport coaching you, and like Patrick is known to get his guys absolutely inside out conditioned, and it proved what he just, because we all looked at Keon last year, not this year, but last year, and we're like, damn, man, if he could just get the conditioning on, what's going to happen? And look what he did.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen with Carlos? It's going to happen. It's eventually going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
When it happens, watch the fuck out.
Yeah.
Do you guys think they should bring back the pose down a la the 70s of like now the 212 against the Mr. O?
Hell
they
yeah.
did that?
If you have Keon versus Samson Dauda, holy shit, that's
that would
amazing.
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
They definitely.
I
wish they would bring back the one-on-one posing rounds as well. When Ronnie would want to hit rear double by against whoever, and they pick those. What was that round called? Does anybody remember?
It was the 2000s. I know exactly what you're saying because the Triple H wrestler came out did one. It was like Jay step up against Milo, so Jay go against Gustavo, and Gustavo call your pose, and the other person have to do it.
Yeah, because Milos always brings that up on a podcast. I beat Jay on the post down.
Thank you, over.
All right, so I threw Hani in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like expected, but also kind of like oh shit,
I don't think he's done. I think he'll be back in time.
You think?
I think so.
Do you think he's chirping in Seth's ear? Is Seth Ferocio's ear a little bit?
Oh yeah, what's up with Seth? What's Seth doing?
Oh yeah, 100.
He's doing a show.
He's massive.
He just injured himself though. That was
no.
Yeah. It was his knee, wasn't it?
He's got a major issue going on in his ankle.
Damn.
And his, I guess somebody that's connected to his like family has like experience with is like an orthopedic person.
Damn.
So he's going to see him, I think, within the next couple of weeks. He's going to decide on possibly having to do a surgery, but it went all the way up through his adductor and quad and it's a little messy right now. He goes, it hurts. He's on a pain level, it hurts 2 or 3, but when I start training it starts getting worse. So
that's a bummer. He was definitely somebody I was really excited to see come back and kind of see what he looked like.
Oh yeah, that would have been sick.
Yeah.
We could still see it. I don't know. I mean, he said what he wanted to do was he thought he needed to improve his legs even more than what they were because he felt like his upper body was on par.
Yeah.
He goes, listen, if I'm going to compete, I'm going to compete. And I would love to see Seth Feroci get qualified and have him stand next to Keon.
Oh yeah.
That would be insane.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you guys think about this one? Now this is kind of a little more fringe bodybuilding, but it was big in the news and people talked about forever. Mike Van Wyck versus Jeff Nippard.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Now I feel like you're throwing shit against the wall here, Mike. Let's go back.
Is it going to stick?
Shay, what else you got? What else you got, girl? What else?
What else?
Sorry, Mike. I love you, bro.
Yeah, Mike. I don't know. I think.
Well, see, it's funny. It's funny because a quick flash went through my head about the whole Fuad in that whoever the frick it was that was harassing Summer and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit against that now. Right?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That was pretty wild.
What are we fucking doing here? Lawsuits. You show. No offense, but I look at it how Fuad looks at it. You show up to my fucking house and you step on my property.
Yeah,
you're on my terms now, bud.
Yeah, for sure. What are you talking about? Why you bring a bat outside? You show up to my house pretty much uninvited and come up on my driveway. You didn't come here to just sit and have a fucking coffee and chat.
No, he went there. he went there hoping Fuad was gonna like,
yeah, of course,
fist
it was
him
a
or
whole
like
thing.
try and
So
friggin' hit
report
him with the
him.
bat. But like, I would have done the same thing. Get off
Yeah.
my fucking property. No one asked
Yeah.
you to be here.
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah, those two. I mean, yeah, Michael bringing that up, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know if they deserve spots.
Not
But-
spots, but like.
No, I don't think they deserve
without
spots,
mentions.
but definitely a like talk and review. And like, I feel
Yeah.
honestly, like, obviously there's more to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's more to the whole Nippert and
Yeah.
Mike Van Wyck. That kid definitely said something to Mike that set him off.
Yeah.
It's got to be more than just what is out there.
I know there was like talking trash to each other like online, but then it like transitioned to whatever was transpired in the gym. And like, obviously everyone who does like the major, like not podcasts, but the major like media channels are obviously going to freaking blow it up to more than what it really truly was. Like, and all you see is like Van Wyck push him. And it's like, but no, like Nippert obviously said something to him that was way out of line for Mike to even go to that fucking level. So
yeah, for sure.
I
You would like to. I would
blame it on
like
both
to
of
give
them.
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I would blame it on both of them. But in the same sense, like if you're a gym owner and like I'm Dorian, I would have done the same thing that Dorian did. You know what I mean? Like you have to stand your ground and like you can't tolerate that kind of behavior in a gym, regardless of how close you are with that particular person, and even if they do business out of there. I mean, it sucks to say that, but
For sure.
handle it. Just you know what you say. Come outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Meet me outside. You want to have
Let's
this
handle it.
conversation? Go outside.
Outside. How about that?
You know what I mean? Like that way you don't interfere with your business at that particular, gym. But
Exactly. So do we have 2 more moments? Or
I
are
don't know
we
if you can count that.
cutting it off at 8?
I got one. There was this young and upcomer out of Maine that won his universe card this year. What was his name? Miguel or Michael or something?
Yeah,
Miguel.
I think he's a, he's a built like a high school soccer player. So I don't know if he's very memorable.
He does his podcast usually like on shrooms or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he enjoys cappuccino and likes wearing a beanie.
Hey, tonight's a coffee.
It's a coffee. I made him a hot chocolate coffee.
Here's one that I laugh about though. Did anybody see when Sean Ray said recently, maybe a month ago, where he said that's great, Samsung won, but he should just retire now because he's not going to go much further than that. You guys see that?
Oh yeah.
Why is
Ray's a
he just
clown.
such a? He's like just as bad as freaking Nick Trigili right now.
Yeah.
They're so
I mean,
negative. Like why? Like
It just blows my mind
nerves.
to have that type of negativity. Like you were one of the greats in the sport, and
Yeah.
if you're just going to be this negative to the new, like why stay part of it? Like why be a part of it?
All it is clickbait. But there's also a reason why the IFBB is not asking him to get involved in any of those major shows anymore or have his commentary there.
Yep.
Because all he's just trying to do is stir the pot.
Yeah.
Jay, we having a cat competition?
yeah, we are. Where's yours at?
He's right next to me.
Is he?
Yeah.
Show him.
That's a guarantee every podcast.
Bring him over.
Brendan's
Jasper,
cat
come
makes
here.
an appearance at least
Look.
a couple times
Look
every
who
show.
it is, tiny.
Okay.
Or mini. Whoops.
Wow.
Stop. Shh. No one
Look at that.
knows. Okay, sorry.
We're having a cat competition.
Heck yeah. Sean, do you have any cats?
No, I have a dog. I'm always a dog person. Sorry.
Me too, but I like to travel.
I actually had a deaf cat many years ago, but
You
had
had
a what?
deaf cat?
I had a deaf cat.
Oh, a deaf cat.
Yeah. If you ever see a white Persian cat with 2 different color eyes, it's like 99% that they're deaf because it's a genetic disorder.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying that like because it like ran away. And if
Yeah, me
we-
too. That's what
to let you know.
Because you can't hear you call his name.
Yeah. Don't call his name. He won't hear it.
Mike's like outside yelling.
Oh, funny.
Oh, shit.
I feel like there's been so much, but yeah, there's got to be a couple of more here.
There has to be a couple more moments.
We're missing stuff.
Did we say any earlier that we didn't put on there yet?
I don't think so. I think we got.
Hold on, scroll up.
Yeah.
What about Hadi winning the Arnold and then finishing second at the Olympia?
That one, yeah, because
Chris Mom said Martin Fitzwater. I mean, I guess we didn't put Boss of Outlaw up there, so we didn't put Stefan up there. I think he was honestly like a pretty big breakout this last year.
How about memorable moment? Rubiel not competing again this year.
Oh, yeah, Rubiel.
No, he did one show, didn't he?
No, he committed to a bunch of them this year, but they kept backing out. His last show was last year.
He did one show.
Last year, when he got his pro card, he dropped in the next day and came in third to Samson and somebody else last year.
Oh, was that last year? Holy shit.
Yeah. I know, we're throwing at straws here. We're picking at straws.
I honestly don't think he's built for bodybuilding.
What about Missy's comeback after the ACL?
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good one.
That was pretty good.
Give some love to the females.
More love to the lady bodybuilders.
Did you keep Sid in there? Was Sid still in there?
Did Sid's up there.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Missy's comeback was pretty dope. That must have just been so like
and come back and win the O again.
That just like must have been like, I can't imagine that moment of just like, oh my God, like I did it. And especially like you know what I mean? Like probably thinking about that moment while you're doing that move in your routine or some shit like that. And like, you know, actually sticking it. I don't know. I just feel like that must have been pretty emotional for her.
If you're like, you're like you said, if you're like on stage, trust me, a million thoughts are going through your brain. Like,
yeah.
Am I going to tear it again?
I know. Oh God, that must be so nerve. I cannot. That's like the biggest fear, and I'm not.
So much like overthinking goes into that.
I'm like, I just can't. I'm even like training. You know what I mean? Like, if I score something during training or something, like the act of like going to do that movement again, I just feel like you can't not have that in the back of your mind and just like, you know, almost kind of like maybe hinder like what you're doing or like what you do to train. You know,
I mean, you can sit there and say all you want. It's not going to affect you, but come on. Like,
yeah.
It's got to be in your mind somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if he watches it, but how about Doug Connors going to the Masters O this year?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's the top 10.
Yeah.
We ready? We are ready for that.
Two. Make him feel good. You know, hold on. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Love you, buddy.
I feel like
you gotta clip that.
I'm gonna do like
100%.
Dougie,
definitely clipping that.
Dougie, know what I'm saying? Count, and we're gonna have it on the. Michael's gonna put like a counter on the show or whatever. A little clicker.
And it's funny because like, oh man, I love Dougie, and because me and Mike texted each other right after the last pod, and we're like, yo, fucking, I love Dougie.
He's so
charismatic.
Yes, he is. He's so like, he loves it. He loves it, dude.
Dude, the thing about Doug is when he speaks, like I am dialed into whatever the fuck he's saying.
You can't not be.
Like he commands your attention.
Yeah.
And he's so charismatic on camera in his voice. Like he's just great. He's great. Yeah. He's great on the pod.
He fits so well in this podcast.
Yeah.
And he's funny as hell too.
Yeah, he's so funny. It was so dope getting to meet him in person.
Yes, it was.
You gotta find out when his birthday is and get him a shirt. So you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying.
It's gonna be really dope for all of us to be at the Arnold this year.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be so much fun. It's definitely gonna be like if nationals was like a core memory, like this is definitely gonna be like a core bodybuilding memory for sure.
Yes, it is 100%.
Is weed legal in Ohio?
Does it matter?
Dude, I can't tell you how
just pull the old. You remember the old protein trick we talked about with the PEDs?
Yeah.
Fucking shove it right in your goddamn protein.
Well, so I mean, we would have brought at least like edibles or something like that, but I forgot to grab them before we left, and Thankfully, one of my girls came through when she came up or came down rather to watch.
Shit, you got edibles? I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't get high, so
I feel like I just need.
You're about to see some funny shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's where everybody brings a tripod and sets up the cameras all around the house.
We
and just
honestly,
record at once.
I feel like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not the rooms, but yeah, all in the.
And then we make an episode. We make an episode of it.
Maybe the rooms, depending on what you're into. But
it's gonna be such a fun weekend.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got here?
All right.
Most memorable moments in bodybuilding 2024. Samson's Olympia win. Marlinka coaching him to it. 2, Chris Bumstead retiring, but also doing open. 3, Martin Fitzwater's 2024 season. 4, Sid Gillian retires after 7 misfigure Olympia titles. I got that right? It's 7.
Yes, 7.
Yeah, 7.
Wait.
No, maybe it was 8.
I think it's 8. Yeah, because I remember her picture. Like he has 8.
That lucky Ronnie Coleman number.
Yeah.
5, Keon's rise to everyone's expectations, and now he is unbeatable. 6, Nick missing the O. 7, Hani Rambaud retiring. 8, Matt Jensen stepping away. 9, Boss of Outlaws breakout year. In 10, we have Missy's return to Miss Fitness O. And I should probably put that she won it. And winning it after ACL surgery.
You know, you can do too is tag some of these people in the post for the YouTube.
For sure. I definitely will.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, you never know. You know what I mean? Like, I think if it gets traction on this pod too, that helps us. I think we're talking, it's not like we're talking smack. We're talking the truth about our opinions and how we feel about every situation, and everyone's going to look at things differently. So, you know, hopefully take everything with a grain of salt.
But I also think these are just like good, like these, like this is our little world. You know what I mean? Like these are like the big topics, like the big things that happened.
Absolutely.
In the year 2024, and
we're not the only ones talking about these things. You know what I mean? Several other podcasts are talking about these topics. I don't think they're doing a year in review like we are, but I think that's what sets us, you know, above some of these other podcasts, is because we're doing stuff like this. We think outside the box.
Yeah, you got to get this uploaded tonight. Be the first.
Man, no pressure.
Yeah, I got it. I got a really smooth system now. But what I need to do is make a new intro. I need like a better intro. So that's my
like music wise.
Yeah, I just want to do like some
What's
more
that? There's a song. There's like a rap song. I don't know who it is. It's like, I don't know, but it's like
nice.
Like,
no,
it's
really,
like,
this is rap song.
Yeah, I don't. It's like
guy.
What?
It's sang by this guy. He's a rapper.
Yes, it's sang by this guy.
He's black.
He's black.
I'm gonna have to send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
It's like We Them Boys or something like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I know that song.
I think that's the name of the song.
Yes.
Yeah,
See, there you go. Boom.
I don't know.
It's copyright, brother.
But
I don't know copyright.
Yeah, whatever. Copyright, whatever.
I'll be one of the boys today.
We're not monetized. We probably never will be. So
yeah.
It's not Brendan's podcast. Don't matter.
That's right. All right, guys. Wow, we're done in like an hour. That's amazing.
Heck yeah. Just in time. My phone's on like 10%.
Excellent.
We got to get Shay on here more often.
Yeah,
it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Beautify this sucker up. Bunch of guys with testosterone. Got to get a beautiful female once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
A little bit. No, just kidding. I feel like I can hang pretty well with the guys.
No, you're good. I like it.
Yeah.
You keep the conversation going too, so that's awesome.
I had a thought about doing like a girls show, but I feel wrong hosting it. It's like
you're like, what do you think?
Yeah, like why the fuck do they need a guy hosting a girls fucking show?
I'm sure we could come up with I know a couple of girls and you know a couple of girls.
I think it would be really cool. So like he kind of like brought this up, and like it's really just like me just kind of not like taking the jump at it. You know what I mean? I don't know, because it's a very like, what the hell do I have to talk about? You know, and just like just the nerves of like, what if I don't know what to talk about? Like whatever. But
that's
I don't know, like figure takeover or something, like figure night Friday night figure or something like that, you know, and just like do like a little takeover of this like Talkin Mess podcast and like get like 3 other girls or something.
The beauty part is like you can even like open up to other categories too if you want to.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah. The figure, and that's the great part. Like, so I don't know, maybe get like a figure girl on, like another figure girl with you, and then like who knows, throw like a bikini and a wellness girl
or something or physique.
Yeah, that way you're all familiar with everything. You know what I mean? Like it's
get Hunter.
I think you guys would vibe. There's plenty of people in the area too that would do it too.
And I don't know. Michael's been saying a lot. Like, there's not really like a female podcast. It's like super hot right now, you know.
Or I don't know if I know of like one, but it's like meh.
Yeah, and I don't know. It'd be like really cool to just kind of really focus more on, you know, like what you guys are doing with this podcast, like the national level like ladies and stuff like that, and like the up and comers into the, you know, the pro ranks and stuff, and recaps of shows like big pro shows and stuff like that, or you know, even like again like national shows, or you know, whatever the case might be, and kind of expand on it. And I don't know, maybe
it was so
coming
funny
to a YouTube near you.
Yeah, it was so funny because that's how like me and Mike pretty much like message each other pretty much right at the same time about like starting a podcast. I'm like, dude, I was thinking about the same thing.
Yeah.
But we were both in like agreements at that time. We're like, let's wait until we're done nationals.
Yeah, right.
We'll go full blast on it. And then like we were like sitting in the back room doing our like everyone's warming up, and me and him are just sitting there, and we're like, bro, we're gonna have so much shit to talk about because look at how people are acting back here.
Yeah, we're like, man, we could do a podcast right now, right here.
Right. We're like, who are we? We're sitting here. We're all calm. Everyone else is like doing a freaking full ass like body workout backstage. I'm like, man, you guys are so fucking dumb. We're just chilling there. But
well, guys. Oh, look at that. Tiny making an appearance. Look at that. That's a perfect 10.
Damn it, where's my cat?
Perfect 10 of a cat.
Showing you up. Look at these beauties.
Yeah, look at that. That's a good cat.
That's a great cat. What a great cat. Look at she's so cute. I love her.
I wish I could do what's his name impression from Trailer Park Boys. You know what I'm talking about, guys? You ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
Bubbles?
No.
Bubbles.
Oh man. There's a character on there called Bubbles, and he loves cats.
I feel like that would be me.
I can't do it, but
yeah, I can't do it.
I'm like, if you would see me be like off camera, like how I act with these cats, you'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with
you?" You should see how Michael acts.
No, I would not be surprised.
Everybody sees.
All right. Mike knows the deep side of me.
Intimidating man, and you see him at home with cats, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yep. You're like, yep. You're a big teddy bear.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys.
Like Patreon content.
It's been a great 2024.
Yes, definitely.
Bring it in.
2025.
Agreed.
And I appreciate you guys. Look forward to some great things for 25.
Yeah.
You competing too.
Honestly, here's to like new friendships and expanding on just, I don't know, everything, and just successes. And like, I don't know, I feel like it was a really great year of just making new connections and relationships and stuff, especially for Michael and I. And I don't know, like Sean, obviously you were a new one added this year, and we're super grateful to have you as a friend, and Brendan for your continued friendship. And I don't know, I'm really excited for 2025, and I think we got a lot going on, but it'll be awesome.
Yeah,
man, I feel like, guys, have you seen, like, you've heard the Fuad podcast and the, you know, how Paul does like the prayer? I feel like Shay should come on here and do this for us at the end of every show.
Say something sentimental.
Yeah, say something sentimental as like we leave.
Yeah.
What is your why?
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that up. That was well said. So
yeah, it really was well said.
Let's just wrap it up.
All right.
Guys, it's almost 9 o'clock here, and I don't stay awake till past 9, even on New Year's. So anyway.
All right. All right. See you guys in 2025.
Guys, be well.
See ya.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.